welcome to my channel. I am Sarah. If you listen to Lifeology, which is a podcast I have, this channel kind of coincides with that. It's a little bit of everything. I talk about lots of stuff, somewhat proficiently, kind of ranty. My goal for this channel is to make videos every Wednesday. That's the goal. I make no promises, but I'm gonna try. And it will be not the same topic as the podcast for that week. So it'll be like bonus stuff. But yeah, hopefully every Wednesday I'll be making videos. We'll see. For today, I want to talk about EveryPlate. It is a meal kit that we started getting, and it's pretty good. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I feel like meal kits are all of the rage right now. Everybody's getting meal kits, and now I kind of see why. Of course, there are downsides to it as well, but we'll get into that. But first, I'm going to go over some announcements for me and my businesses and podcasts and all that goodness. If you've been following me and this is your first video, well, actually, this is the first video, so never mind. Forget I even said that. So, if you've been following me and this is the first time you're hearing about this, Enchanted Tea and Candle is now Enchanted Rose Apothecary. So it has a new name because I want to make new stuff, and that's a little bit more all-inclusive to more than just teas and candles, which is what I started with. So that's exciting. New business name. Rose Outfitters is my clothing line, and that has lots of cool new designs up as well. I will link all of those things in the episode description, so you can see all of them and everything, where to find me, all that good stuff. What else? I think that's probably it. I don't really have anything. I covered most of it on the podcast. Yeah, I think that's probably it for announcements, at least for now, because this is the first video on the channel, so there's not really much to talk about yet. So let's talk about food. EveryPlate in general, I would say, is worth it. We have the plan that's 4 meals a week for 4 people. And it seems to be pretty decent. And it's like $88, I think. So I will say that EveryPlate is considered one of the cheapest meal kits out there. HelloFresh and all of them, they are a little bit more pricey than EveryPlate. And I think the meals are a little bit more, I wouldn't say fancy, but they're a little bit more fancy. EveryPlate seems to be a lot more of like comfort food-ish items. They're pretty good, but they are definitely not like high-end meals. But they are good for what we need. Some of the pros of EveryPlate and any kind of meal kit in general, I would say, is that you don't have to come up with a menu every week. So for us, what we used to do is we would sit down, plan our meals for the week, and then grocery shop based on that menu, I guess. And that, for some reason, is like one of the worst things that we have to do as adults, as far as we go. For some reason, sitting down and figuring out what we're going to eat for a week is like, I'd rather have my hair pulled out. So you definitely pay for the convenience of that aspect. Now, because it's only dinners, you still have to get stuff for like breakfast and lunches and all that. Snacks, whatever. So it's not like you're completely skipping the grocery trip every week. But it definitely is significantly less to get at the store every week, which is nice because I also hate grocery shopping. So the pro is the convenience. I would say a pro is the price. It's like $88 for our plan. If it's just 2 people, it's even less than that. And it's delivered right to your door. I think via UPS. Pretty sure ours is UPS. So it's pretty nice. You don't have to go grocery shopping as much and get as many things. The price is pretty decent for what you get. The produce is always really fresh, which is awesome. Other pros. This is completely unscripted, by the way. I did not write this out, plan it out. I'm just kind of talking. So, sorry. Other pros of EveryPlate. The variety is nice. You have tons and tons and tons of meals to pick from, based on what you like and what you don't. Like I said, actually, I don't know if I said it or not. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I thought it in my head, but I didn't say it. Anyway, it's more comfort food based. I know HelloFresh and all of like the other ones that are a little bit pricier tend to be a little bit more fancy. EveryPlate tends to be more comfort food-ish, which is great. We had pot pie yesterday, and it was so good. What else? What other pros are there for EveryPlate? I really like not having to sit down and figure out what we're gonna eat. It's that for some reason such a pain in the ass. So you pay for convenience. You pay for you get to learn how to cook some different stuff. There's certain things that I wouldn't have ever done because it's just not something I've cooked before. So you get to kind of like work on your cooking skills, feel like a badass in the kitchen. And you have the recipes on EveryPlate, like the website and the app. So even if you don't have the meal kit for that week, like if you want to make something on one of the days that you don't have a meal kit for, you have that recipe available to you, so you can make it just by getting stuff at the store. So that's cool. Or if you have company and you need more stuff, you have all of those recipes available to you. You can rate them too. There's Facebook groups for EveryPlate. They can kind of like tell you, hey, this meal's good, this one's not, don't get it, whatever. So there's kind of a community behind it too. I don't really follow those that much. I was invited to them. But I'm not on Facebook very often except from like business stuff, so I don't really follow the groups that much. I just kind of base the decisions of what we're gonna eat based off what we already like. So yeah, it's convenient. It's pretty reasonably priced. Our grocery bill didn't considerably drop because we still have to go get stuff anyway. But it definitely didn't increase. If it did, it was very slight, because you're obviously getting different kinds of food. Cons. So some downsides of EveryPlate. If you are used to eating bigger meals for dinner, the way they send and package the meal kits is based off of recommended serving sizes. Which is a good thing, but also a thing that you should plan for. If you're used to eating a bigger meal and not really eating throughout the day, maybe you should eat more throughout the day and not count on so much of a bigger dinner. Funny story, actually. So the recipes that you get are, for the 2-person plan, not the 4-person plan. So I was not making the right amount. So I learned that the hard way, that you have to double the recipe for the 4-person meal kit, because the recipes are for the 2-person meal kit. So I learned that because we had like everything left over from the week, and it's like, why do we have all this stuff left over? Oh, because I made half of the amount of food we were supposed to make. Oops. So make sure if you get the 4-person or 5-person that you pay attention to the amounts that you're supposed to use. Because I didn't. My poor family. But, so cons would be, the serving size thing. If you're not used to it, it's a little bit different. Another con is I would say a con is also the cost, just because it is every week. It's, I think 88.84 is what I pay every Friday to have it delivered by Wednesday. And that's only 4 days a week. So it's not even a whole week's worth of dinners. But, you can always skip weeks too. Like if you're going to be out of town, whatever, you can skip. But yeah, I would say the cost is kind of a pro and a con. If you can do it, it's worth it. If, money's tight and you're eating ramen, maybe don't do it. Yeah. What else? What other cons are there for EveryPlate? Vegetarian meals are sparse. Like I said, it's comfort foodish. And there aren't a whole lot of vegetarian options. The pot pie is, I would actually probably end up adding chicken to that, but it is vegetarian. I'm sure if you have to pay extra, but you could get a meat substitute and use it for the EveryPlate, but that's not an option like on their website, I don't think. At one point we were trying to eat one vegetarian meal a week. That didn't really last very long, but we accidentally are doing it with EveryPlate now. But if you are strictly vegetarian, maybe don't use EveryPlate, look into a different one. I don't know which one would be the best for vegetarians. I'm sure I can find out, but that, I don't know. That's not the whole point of the video. Other cons of EveryPlate. Other cons of EveryPlate. I have not been blown away by the recipes. They have all been good, and I would eat them all again. They're easy to make, but they haven't been damn, that's good. Except for maybe the pot pie. But even that was just this is pretty good. This one might be my favorite. But they're not blowing me away. Like I said, they're all good, but they're not yeah, I would pay good money for this at a restaurant. No. But keep in mind the recipes are super easy to make. What else? I think that's it. Overall, I would say EveryPlate is 100% worth it. If you want the convenience of not having to sit down and figure out what you're going to eat, you just have to pick your meals. If it's, if your budget's tight, it's probably not the best idea. Because it's, like I said, it's only dinners. But overall, if you can swing it, I would say give it a try. I will link, I'm pretty sure I have a referral code thing for it, or free boxes or whatever. I will put that information in the episode or video or whatever this is description, so you can find out more. Yeah, I would say try it. Or try a meal kit in general. I think they're pretty cool. I get to make things that I wouldn't usually make. And it kind of breaks up the monotony. I don't know about you guys, but we would eat the same thing every 2 weeks. And just because my creative ability is not stretched that far to food. So, yeah. I think that's it. I think that's all I got for today. Yeah, if you have anything to add or any information about EveryPlate or any questions about EveryPlate, put them in the comments. If not, I will see you next week. Bye!